Welcome back to another episode of Money is Blind podcast. I'm your host, Prasoon, and this is the show where you will learn how to become an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, even if you are visually impaired or blind. Because I am an entrepreneur and I am visually impaired. I have been doing this for the last 6 years now, and I'm still doing it. And if I can do it, if many other persons have done it, you can also do it. You have to believe in yourself. You need the right mindset and some skills. So what is the right mindset and what are the skills that you need? You will learn when you listen to this podcast. So today I'm going to tell you why I started a business, why I built a business and then I created another business and another one. Why I decided to become an entrepreneur instead of trying to get a job. So, as you might know, I've already told this, I'm a doctor. I was not born as a blind person. In fact, my eye condition was diagnosed recently. No, it's like 8 years ago, 7 to 8 years ago. But the diagnosis has kept changing. It has never been the same. When the first time I noticed my vision was getting deteriorated, my vision was getting blurred, and the clarity of vision was losing. It has changed. I have shared my story in one of the episodes. You can go listen to it by visiting moneyisblind.com. I have shared that story as a blog post, and you can also find it in the about page. So I was not born a blind person. I know many of you guys, many of you friends would have been born blind. You might know, you might not know how it feels to be a sighted person. It was good, but I don't feel like this is bad because this visual impairment has changed my life and it has made me a unique person. And I still believe that I would not have done all this if it was not for this eye disease. I don't consider it as a disease. It is just a condition. All of us have limitations. All of us have one kind of condition or the other. And this one, it affected 30% of my brain, one of the most important sense organs in my body, and still I think it was a gift. So I was working in a primary health center. It was a remote village in Kannur district in Kerala, and I was married happily, and I was living my life when I started noticing changes in my vision. It was becoming harder and harder to see the finer details on the page, the print, and it was a slow but progressive loss of vision. It didn't happen over 1 or 2 days, not even months. It happened over several years. But when the final diagnosis was made, when I did the gene mapping studies, when I went to All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi, it was a turning point in my life. That's when I realized that this eye condition, that's for real. Till then, I had hope that it was not going to be a blinding condition. I was in denial stage. I was not going to accept the blindness because I was born a sighted person. I was a normal boy who had spectacles, who had myopia, short sightedness from the age of 7, and that's it. That was the problem. I had difficulties in driving when I was in the medical college, but that was not unusual. That's all. But when I got this final diagnosis, Then I realized my life is going to change. I had a family. My son, he was just 1 or 2 months old when I went to New Delhi and got this diagnosis. It was in 2016, and I went there with my brother. I stayed there for 7 days, and when I came back, I was totally a different person. My life had changed. Initially, I thought it was the end of my life. I was not going to be what I thought I would be because I was happy with my job. I was a doctor, I was earning money. It was a well paid job being a doctor in as an employee of the state government. The job was for just 4 hours a day and the pay was also less, but I was satisfied with it. My life was happy. Me and my wife were living a happy life, but this thing, it changed everything. I took leave for a few days. I needed time to think, so I took leave from the hospital. I thought I am going to lose my job. Nobody is going to hire a blind doctor. I'm going to end this life. Yeah, many thoughts came into my mind during those few days, but I was afraid, to be honest. I feared life. But then I realized that it was just one way of looking at life. I knew about Helen Keller even before this eye condition was made. During my research to find a cure for my other diagnosis, for other eye conditions that were the diagnosis initially, I had found about several hundreds of persons who were visually impaired but still had become successful in their life. So I thought it was not the problem. My sight, eyesight, that was not going to be the problem. My vision shouldn't just depend on my eyes. It should actually depend on my mind, my brain, my beliefs, and my skills. And so I thought, why don't I leave this job that I am doing right now? It was a pretty good job. It was a relaxed job. It was not hectic when compared to other doctors who were working in private hospitals. But I wanted to leave it and start a new life. And I wanted to see how it felt when you look from the other side. How does it feel to be an employer? If I build a company for myself, I don't have to fear losing my job. I can scale that company as much as I want because the sky was the limit. I can learn how to build a business and scale it up. I can learn new skills. I wanted to learn this skill because Rich Dad Poor Dad was one of the first books that I read, and in it, Robert Kiyosaki talks about four kinds of persons in this world: an employee, a person who does a regular job and he earns a paycheck every month, a self employed person like a doctor, a lawyer, a professional, a barber, someone who has just one professional skill and he uses that skill to earn a living. The third type is a businessman, one who runs and owns a business. So that's what I wanted to be. And finally, the fourth type is an investor, a person who has created enormous amount of wealth and is now investing in other person's business instead of creating one from scratch. So I also wanted to take this journey. I had been an employee. I was self-employed. I practiced as a doctor in many hospitals in my native town. So now the next step for me was to get into the world of business. And that's why I decided to launch DoFoodie, the online doctor consultation company that I founded in 2018. Me and my wife were its initial directors. Now we are just shareholders, not directors, but we take most of the decisions. Actually, I take most of the decisions. And ever since I launched that company, that business, I have learned multiple skills and I'm still learning. I learn, I try to take action on what I learn. I realize how it worked, if it worked or not. If it doesn't, I learn again, I make changes and take another action. That's just like what Eric Ries explains in his book, The Lean Startup. And I have reviewed that book for you guys. You can find the link to that episode in the show notes. I will leave a link in the show notes, alright? So, after launching one company, I found that getting money from real persons is a skill. Making a person to take out a credit card or give his hard earned money to you for a product or a service is something that you need to develop. So I built systems. I changed my life. I brought discipline into my life. I started scheduling my calendar and doing things, completing tasks at the scheduled time instead of randomly completing it or randomly doing things that comes up every day. There are many ways which business has changed my life, and this is just of one of the stories which I wanted to share with you guys. So what have I achieved through running a business, becoming an entrepreneur? It actually doesn't stay confined to just one aspect of my life. It's not just about creating wealth or money or becoming famous or popular or giving value to persons. It is about giving back to the society. It is about becoming a great parent, becoming a healthy person, becoming a good husband, a good son, a good human being. It's something which is more than becoming wealthy. And I was able to achieve that level of vision, that level of clarity in my life only because I took this journey. Wealth will find me. Wealth has found me. I didn't have to chase running after wealth because business teaches every skill that you need. Make money work for you and then come back to you in abundance. So it's not just about money. I have found out the bigger picture of my life. At least that's what I think. It might change in the future, but now I know where I want to go. I have defined my goals. I have aims in my life, and I know which road I need to take. And I have the confidence. I don't fear about my future because I just focus on the present. So I'm creating a course on how I transformed my life from being an employee to becoming an entrepreneur, step by step, so that you guys can also take the same journey. There will be many challenges, there will be many roadblocks, there will be many problems that comes in your way. And during each lesson in that course, I'll be telling you stories on how I tackled those problems, how I overcame those problems, how I managed to go beyond it, jump over those hurdles, and move forward. So, if the course is not ready yet, I'm still writing it. The script is in my computer. It will be an audio course. There will be exercises. It will be ready in the next 3 months. And if you want to sign up for that course, you just need to go to www.moneyisblind.com/courses. COURSES. You can find this course there. Sign up for the course so that you will get an early bird offer just for you, guys. If you sign up now, I'm going to give you 50% off on the total price of the course. Whatever the price of the course, you will get 50% off. That's my promise. Together with that, you will get some of the episodes which I published in Patreon. Those are premium episodes which I haven't published in this podcast. You can't find it in any episode, but those are premium episodes. Those are it is like a framework, some of the steps that you can take. Actually, you can call it step-by-step instructions or framework. I have published those episodes in Patreon, and you need to become a Patreon, a member, by paying $5 a month to get those episodes. I'll bundle those episodes together with this course. Plus, I will list out all the books that has made me an entrepreneur from a person who was trying to seek a job, to find a job. It is a list of all those books. I'll bundle that along with this course. And if you sign up before this course gets published, you will also get to join my free webinar, which is going to be hosted only for you guys. It will be a pre-launch webinar just for you guys. So you can just log in using your Google Meet or Gmail or Zoom, and you can ask me questions for 1 full hour Q&A session there within the webinar. So you can shoot any questions that you have. So these are everything comes bundled in this course, and the only thing that you need to do is to take out your phone. If it is Safari or Chrome, just type in www.moneyisblind.com, and when the page loads, you will find courses in the menu page, in the menu section. Go to that page and click on the sign up button. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys on the other side. Just wait for the course. It is going to be a big one. It's going to be valuable for you. I hope it will be of value for you guys. So that's it for this episode. Until I meet you in the next one, it's me, Prasoon, signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.